Hello, Galaxy! Chris Perillo here once again to share with you my interest in Star Wars for another Star Wars Radar live video. You are watching live. If you are watching live, if you're watching after the fact, you're no longer watching live. But the good news is you can turn on notifications to be aware of when we're publishing a new video into this channel. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for turning on notifications for live videos. And as I mentioned the other day, our Discord chat server is now open 24/7. So if you'd like to join me and other Star Wars fans in a live capacity, even when I'm not streaming live video, that's the way to do it. Check out the link in this video description. Today, I thought I'd go into a controversial topic, The Last Jedi. Who knew that that would be a controversial topic? I've got so much to say about The Last Jedi, so I'm doing my best to break down, or at least each particular topic in and around The Last Jedi. Trust me, this is far from comprehensive. But if you know me on a personal level, then you likely know I am a whole food, plant-based kind of guy, which puts me squarely in the category of vegan. Although I'm not a full-blown vegan, I haven't eliminated animal products from my life entirely. I'm definitely there, or at least on the precipice of being there for a lot of different reasons, not the least of which having to do with health and science. I believe in science, so especially with food science. So when I'm watching The Last Jedi, just like the rest of y'all, and I'm catching some things happening on the screen, I was kind of like, after the first one, and then after the second one, but after the third one, I'm like, there's definitely some vegan subtexts going on here. Not to say that Disney has an agenda, not to say that Ryan has an agenda, or anybody has an agenda. It was just interesting to observe that I think you would have observed as well. In fact, starting with the first observation I had, and that was Luke milking Thala-Siren, and I think that's how you pronounce it. I have that as a reference point here in what should be critical reading for everybody. You should get this. If you can get it, you should get it. This is, The Last Jedi Visual Dictionary. I've mentioned it already, I think, this week. If not, get it. So there's a picture of the Thala-Sirens. You can see the breasts there. The teats, if you will. Thala-Sirens are large, flippered marine mammals, often found sunning themselves along the coastal rocks of the island. The docile creatures are not hunted, and thus do not fear the natives of the island, but they do produce a nutritious green milk that Luke has taken to harvesting. So, of course, Rey sees these Thala-Sirens and is like, oh, look at it's so adorable. And then Luke, of course, milks the animal for good reason. Luke needs nutrition. Milk can be very nutritious. It's packed with nutrients if you happen to be a baby, or you can't get nutrients elsewhere. It's a great food to eat that's packed with just about everything that certainly a baby Thala-Siren would need, and Luke vicariously. But it was interesting to see Rey's reaction, go from just this, adorable to, like, horrified. Like, what are you doing? Just think about this. Rey has lived pretty much her entire existence on Jakku. And I would be shocked if she ever saw anything get milked, let alone watch someone drink milk pretty much straight out the teat, aside from going in the bottle. So Luke, of course, played it up like, which is really funny. But it was interesting to see Rey's reaction, because that's kind of always been my reaction to milk. I've never liked it. I've never liked the taste of it. And then, of course, once you start thinking about the process, it just really turns you off. But Luke did need it. I'm not saying that Luke is a horrible person because he's drinking milk, because that island really doesn't have a lot to provide. He does fish. He does, drink milk, and is able to get his nutrition and his however many calories he needs to sustain himself a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Let's just assume human anatomy works in a similar capacity. But I think Rey's reaction would probably be your reaction if you ever saw anybody do that. So why is that a vegan subtext? Well, because that's my reaction. I think that's a lot of vegans' reactions, a lot of people's reactions, when you realize where milk comes from, and when you recognize you're probably not a baby cow. And then, of course, when you slap on top of that industrialized farming and animal cruelty, then it just goes deeper. But I don't think Luke was being cruel. He absolutely needed to do it. It was for his survival. He needed the nutrition. That was the first thing that I thought. Rey's reaction was more like a vegan type of reaction than was Luke milking the Thala-Siren. The second thing that I thought was a vegan subtext, or at least a kind of a reference, or at least controversial where it shouldn't be controversial. This one's obvious. Chewbacca's sitting there with a makeshift spit and is ready to just chomp into that porg, right? And then of course all the other porg are like, what's going on? And then Chewbacca's like, I can't do this. I feel guilty. I can't eat what it is that I'm watching. And then, of course, he goes to eat it again, and there's that last porg, like, with the eyes going, oh, what are you doing? Oh, no. You know? And then, of course, Chewie growls and flies away, and then he's, I can't eat this, because he knows where it comes from. And if more people knew where their food came from, specifically meat, any kind of animal product, they probably wouldn't be as hungry for that food moving forward. It's kind of a disconnect, right? Even though Chewie did have to obviously kill that porg in order to eat it, just seeing the faces of living porg, almost horrified, seemingly, gave him enough pause. Like, I can't do this. The guilt kind of kicked in. But Chewbacca probably did go through and eat the porg, if only because, again, you need to eat. You need to survive, and you need food. It just, that guilt was kind of sitting there lying in wait. The third vegan subtext that I found, or I saw in The Last Jedi, see, controversy, right? Here you thought the most controversial topic of The Last Jedi was, Leia finally exhibiting force powers. No. It has to do with vegan subtexts. The third one was Rose empathizing with the fathiers. And this was something that was, kind of exemplified not just from the balcony where she and Finn were looking down, and she was explaining the backstory to Finn, where she came from and what happened to their people and what happened to animals. But then, of course, in the stables, and then you could see the fathier from the reverse angle. It kind of had some scarring from where it had been whipped, and being used for entertainment. Then with assuming her being the soul of the resistance, effectively letting these fathiers go, or letting them roam free, or allowing them to escape, I think that was definitely a Rose-driven experience, because she's the heart. She's the soul. I mean, she's every bit as critical to The Last Jedi as she is to the Resistance outright. She is the soul, the heart and soul of the Resistance. And I think part of that extends not just to other humans, but also to animals as well, this is kind of what vegans do. I'm not saying vegans are bad. I'm not saying vegans are good. I'm just saying that's three things happened in the movie that made me go, it's really kind of interesting to consider. Years ago, I postulated that Jedi could very well lean vegan themselves, because they can't bring harm to others in the galaxy. That's what they bring peace, right? So isn't part of that then not slaughtering animals? I don't, or, using them for entertainment. And I think part of that is a part of the vegan culture. And I realize that word freaks a lot of people out. It's not as scary as you'd think. But anyway, those are the three events that I saw that just seem to be carrying with them vegan subtexts. So I do have a super chat, it seems. I didn't realize that we had one during the live video stream. Zach Burjawi comes in and says, Happy Santa Week. Thanks for making all those Star Wars videos lately. No problem. Just about every weekday I've been doing one. The Visual Dictionary is one book that I would absolutely recommend. I've read it cover to cover. It's a great reference book. I got this for, let's see here, cover price is what, $20? Something like that? But I got it for, I think around, $22.99 was cover price, but I got it for, I think it was under 10. It was on sale. And I grabbed it when it was on sale. Great sale price. I have another item on my desk, another book that I've not yet cracked, but I got this one for $5. I think this one sells cover price $12.99 US. Got it for $5. 5-minute story Strike Back. You can see it's obviously been updated. We've got Rose Tico there. So it's very brand new. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. These are great bedtime stories. So when I get to the point where I'm able to get my daughter to lay down or want her to lay down, we can pick up a 5-minute story and read it and then say, all right, next, let's, now it's time to go to bed. We've read our book. If she's not interested in reading the comics that Daddy's still getting through. The third book I wanted to highlight today is really special. And this is something that I'm probably going to be sharing more about in social. This is the box. It's a signature book. It published this year. This is obviously a Star Wars book. As I open it up, I'm going to show you something else inside. The book is the Star Wars Galactic Atlas. What makes this special is that if you order this, what they'll do, if you didn't notice, is they'll customize the cover. So it says, a gift for Jedi Perillo. Right down there. I don't know if you're able to see that in the reflection. But she gets a full-on Galactic Atlas, and it's a gift inscribed there on the cover, as well as, just like every other Galactic Atlas. This I'll show you a couple of the pages. It's like the other Galactic Atlases. But inside, she's got her name inscribed as well. A gift for Jedi Perillo, and there's an R5 D4 down there with a bad motivator. If you've not seen the Galactic Atlas book series, it's breathtaking. I mean, the illustrations are astounding, showing you star charts, and in some cases, if I can flip to the page, a very detailed explanation and illustration of different planets, different locations. So this is Coruscant, and the Galactic Atlas is an amazing book to begin with, but when you take it to the level of personalization, it gets even more amazing. Probably one of the more amazing gifts that I would have ever given. This will be a Christmas present from me to my daughter, a gift for Jedi Perillo. And then inside, too, isn't that crazy? I just thought that was just wonderful. This reminds me a lot, that personalization reminds me a lot of a personalization I had when I was a kid. My mom got me a personalized book, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And my name was actually incorporated in the book, and friends, and things that are relative to me. They did these years ago. They're still doing them. In fact, I ended up getting Mickey's Christmas Carol, a story for Jedi, as well. So I'm more excited, of course, for the Star Wars one. But given that this is the time of year, I thought, well, why not have a personalized Christmas book? I enjoyed watching the Christmas Carol cartoon when I was substantially younger, and now Jedi's name is going to be in this book that she's going to, I'd assume, look forward to reading this time of year, if not year-round. So this is the service, Signature Book Publishing, inthebook.com. They sent this to me. They do make great gifts, but I love the fact that these are personalized. So we have a personalized Mickey's Christmas Carol and a personalized Galactic Atlas. Can you believe that? Oh, any old way. So those are the things that I wanted to showcase today. That was the topic that I wanted to cover. And if you have any other ideas for future videos, let me know. I've already got a stack of things that I want to cover in relation to The Last Jedi. But feel free to keep sending them over. Join the Discord chat. It is open, as I mentioned, 24/7 for you. I'm happy that we have a few people, more than a few people, keeping the conversation going and flowing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you.